Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Trinity test. It is I, Doctorio, and I'm joined by my co-host, Kraken. Say hi.
The Kraken.
Are you missing brain cells? I already said your name.
Hey, so what's going on, guys? It's your boy, the Kraken, and I'm joined by my co-host, Doctorio.
I'm in a time loop. I already did this. Are you are you okay?
Hey, guys, welcome to our brand new podcast, the Trinity test. This is episode 1.
It is I, Moonshiner, and my co-host, Alcoholic, and today we're going
I'm actually
to be
the
discussing
Hawk.
how losses of brain cells make you lose stints of time.
I'm actually the Hawk Twaholic.
I'm gonna hawk to a bar after this one.
Well, I have a story about a hamburger.
Freak to like the place in Germany.
No, the restaurant thingamabob that you eat food.
McDonald's.
Yeah, but no, it wasn't at a McDonald's.
Okay.
I
Oh,
was um I was getting dinner, and you got to put in order to get food. I don't know if everybody watching knows about that, but that is one of the things that you have to
never
do.
done that.
Hello, fellow humans. Anyways, um I was watching them make my food, because I was bored waiting for my food, and I watch as my food is like on the edge of a counter, and I'm like, "Damn, that's not a great place to put it." Immediately following that, somebody turns and knocks over the bag, which had my burger in it.
Dirt hamburger.
And the person picks the bag off the ground and puts it on the counter again. And then they reach down and it's my burger. It was in a wrapper. The wrapping kind of came undone, but they just folded it back up and put it in the bag. Um, it,
Mm,
it took them 30
dirt.
it took them 30 minutes to make this burger, and I did not have time to wait another 30 minutes. So I ate that burger, but like they also somehow burnt my mozzarella sticks.
Was this from a university place?
Yep.
That's your answer.
It's like they
It's
hire
crazy.
they hire people with negative cooking skills.
It's called business majors.
True. Truer
Uh,
words have never been spoken. Oh man.
patty flipping.
Okay, so I haven't said this on the podcast before, but I grow plants, and I've been growing chamomile for like a month and a half to 2 months by this point. And
What's that slang for?
uh well, all you need to know is that it's got buds on it. Wink wink.
Oh, like the light kind.
Yeah, I love the Super
I'm
Bowl.
gonna. I'll leave.
Anyways, yeah, there is some buds growing on my chamomile, so I might have flowers soon, which would be good if I ever care to drink it.
I prefer Heineken.
Also, like, I don't know, the plants are just like very aggressive sometimes because I keep having to increase the height of the grow light, and they just keep face planting into it.
They're aggressive. Like they throw punches at you when you come by, like the piranha plants from Mario.
Kind of
Try to eat
like
you.
the tomato, it has all this oil on it, and it smells just really strong. And you can't touch anything in the area where it's growing without getting like permanent tomato smell on your hand. But not like the fruit or the
Tomato
sugar,
sauce.
just the tomato oil.
That's funny. Just well, yeah, you got an essential oil business sitting right under your nose. Just you could make a profit here off of like rich white girls.
I
It's that
probably
simple.
could. Well, that's the other thing is like I'm I grew these because I was like, "Oh, wouldn't it be cool to not have to go buy every like individual spice and herb and all that?" Right now, there's a massive dill plant, and I don't like dill pickles. Um, and
You have
there's a massive basil plant but I don't know what to use basil for.
It's simple. You just whip out get the tomatoes, you
But the
grind up the
tomatoes
tomatoes,
have
make them into
not
a
fruited
sauce,
yet. It's actually like insane how big the tomato.
fry
It's
them,
a cherry tomato plant. It's insane how big the
fried green
plant,
tomatoes.
but there's no fruit.
Yeah. Oh wait, fried green potato or tomato buds. You said there's oil. Where's the oil coming from?
Leaves. The leaves produce a lot of oil,
Uh,
and they're like fuzzy too, and so the oil like grows on
for
those
some
little
reason,
hairs.
for the record, I've grown tomatoes. I don't know why I thought that, but I was imagining the tomatoes were just like sweating, like they
Like I was juicing the
egregious
tomatoes,
and
and they were
so.
just filled with crude oil.
Yeah, yeah, like it's a sweating mechanism instead of sweating water, which will evaporate. They sweat like essential oils,
I
or the
run
essential oil fairy like dab them
I run my car on tomato.
to go to Tomato Town. Yeah, Fortnite about to get down.
10 kills on the board right now. Did what for
Yeah. Where were you?
where were you the day Tomato Town got massacred?
Well, Anyada was not it was not good.
But yeah, like the plants will just grow up to the grow light, not realizing that that means I have to raise it so that they don't die.
See, they're just
Is this what taking care of children is like?
they don't think that far ahead. It's exactly like that, I think. You just put a
Yeah,
UV light next to them at all times, and when they start
give them a
complaining that they're
moment.
getting sunburns or whatever.
Honestly, dude, it is
Yeah.
it is ridiculous how thirsty plants get.
It's almost like they run on water, and
They
that's how
do.
photosynthesis
It really does. Like
is water.
so the
Because
bet
the
like they they drink about a liter. Okay, so I have this like hydroponic system because that's the easiest way to grow plants indoors, and you have to fill it with water. One of them can hold 3 plants, and it holds a liter of water. These motherfuckers drink a liter every week,
wow,
and it's
that's
just
impressive. That's more than I do.
probably.
It's not good, but
But
I mean,
all of this
yeah, I mean
comes
they're
back.
plants and they're
All this comes back to my point that the people on Pitcairn could survive.
okay. Call back to a previous episode. Just like
When have we not done that?
have you ever considered so you know like how I just it's a theory, but you know how like sometimes assassins they'll like give themselves small doses of poison to build up their immunity. Do you
Yeah,
think
like
you
in
could
the
do that with
Princess
salt
Bride.
water and plants?
How do you think the mangrove was bred?
Yeah, if it's like oh, what was it called? Lamarckism, where the giraffe gets a tall neck just because it keeps stretching.
What?
That was the original theory to evolution. It was this
Oh,
guy, I think it was Lamarck.
it's like Minecraft. If you feed a horse a swiftness potion, its child will have permanent speed.
Exactly. The horse the horse drinks enough swiftness potions and it just starts to gain the ability. I guess that was Lamarck's process was just like if I had a mouse and it just kept trying to flap its wings, eventually it's just gonna turn into a bat because it tried hard enough. That's how it
That
works,
that
guys.
is how it works. That is how it works. I see no problem with that logic because bats are really just rats with wings. Ever seen Clyde with a Chance of
That's a
Meatballs?
good point. I thought they were meatballs with wings, but you're right. They were rats with wings. You think Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs took place on Pitcairn Island?
Yes.
It's a sad chance.
They had to change the name for legal reasons to, spit and swallow or whatever the fuck.
The machine was named the compulsory ultraphonic machine.
It was
There
named
we go.
the
I got there.
Tahitian Women Deleter.
I don't think it was the leader. I think it started with a B for best.
So I'm sitting here eating a half moon cookie. Do you know what those are?
I know what moon pies are.
No, I'm not eating a pie right now. It is a half black, half white cookie. But
Oh,
it's really just like one of those soft sugar cookies, and one half of the circle is like painted, well, not painted, but it's like frosted with a chocolate,
painted black.
and then the other half is frosted with like a white, just I think it's like a cream frosting, but it might be white chocolate. I'm actually not sure. And you can get them at Trader Joe's, and they're very
It's
good.
sugar.
It's sugar. But
I go to. I've been to Trader Joe's a couple of times. They have one close to where I am. I never knew how cheap it is. I mean, it's kind of cheap.
it
It's
is
pretty
pretty cheap.
cheap. It's not as cheap as Walmart or anything, but
No,
they get by with like
actually,
the brands and stuff.
their eggs are like cheaper than most other places right now.
Really?
Yeah, today we're
I
sponsored
don't
by
eat eggs,
Trinity.
so that's fine. Yeah, I don't eat eggs. I don't like them. I'll have them if they're mixed with stuff, but I hate them by themselves as like the main point of a dish. Not a big fan.
And yet you think you like Britain? They eat egg like all the time.
Do they? I mean, we eat egg all the time, technically.
Where do you think an egg salad sandwich came from?
That's true. I don't like egg salad sandwich. I don't like egg salad, and I don't like it on a sandwich either.
I don't like green eggs and ham.
I don't like hard-boiled eggs. I don't like scrambled eggs. I haven't liked them since I was young. And even when I was young, I didn't like them.
I don't like
Speaking of
boiled
food
ham
we don't
either.
like, why don't we just,
What?
what food do you not like? Like if you had to create a list of the top five foods you wouldn't eat, and this isn't like crazy stuff like live centipedes or
No, yeah, it's
octopus or something like
like
that. Just like
I don't like the majority of beans.
really, I like beans.
Like the savory beans. I'm actually fine with green beans, but that's like they're a green vegetable, so it's different. I'm talking like black beans, pinto
Fair.
beans, chickpeas. I don't like any of those.
Not a big fan of chickpeas, but I like the rest of them. I had red kidney beans the other day from like a Cajun place.
Yeah,
Oh, they're
well,
so good.
yeah, no, I know like red beans and rice is really popular. I like chicken etouffee, so I still enjoy Cajun food. I just don't like the beans.
Fair enough.
Also,
Cajun food's so good.
okra is like a worse celery. I
You're just wrong.
I
It's
think
just
it's
well,
worthless.
okay. Boiled. Do you have it? Have you had it boiled or fried? Boiled, eh.
I've
Fried,
had it both.
yeah.
I no fried okra
Really?
for me is like it's like you bite into a chicken wing, but somebody filled it with like disappointment.
It doesn't taste like celery at all, though. Fried okra,
No,
just
okay,
it's kind of like
it
slimy
has it
on the
it has
inside.
yeah it has its own flavor, but it is mostly cellulose like celery.
But it's not firm at all. Like it's not unless you're eating some whack fried
Phineas,
okra.
Phineas and Firm. All right, what's the next food that
It's
you don't
not.
care for?
Uh, off the top of my head, cauliflower. I'm just not a big fan.
True.
I
Yeah.
guess if it came up, like I suppose I haven't tried it in a while, but it's never like the top of my list. I like a lot of vegetables, but
Yeah,
just
if I had well cooked
cauliflower.
broccoli, like broccoli made the right way, I would eat so much of it. Would not touch
Yeah,
cauliflower.
no, that's true.
Cauliflower
I
rice
don't
is
know. Just
disgusting.
yes, that is true. And raw cauliflower, like I can handle. I like raw broccoli on occasion.
I do
Raw
not.
cauliflower, not a
I
fan.
honestly, besides like carrots, I avoid eating most raw vegetables just because like they're. I know they're supposed to be good for you and like better for you, but it just. I don't know, man. It feels like so much work, and then you never feel good after it. Like it just.
Ow. What are you
No,
talking? A
it
good
causes.
salad's amazing.
Oh no, salad. Well, yeah, salad is fine with the lettuce. I'm talking like raw broccoli or like raw.
Uh,
You can't eat a raw potato, but like
I mean, you can
I
if you try hard
you have to
enough.
be careful with raw onion because too much of it will make you feel really not good. Uh,
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't eat raw
I
onion.
just
I don't
don't
like
care
that
for
right.
tomato as the vegetable, but I'm fine with it as like a sauce.
Really, I love raw tomato. I also grew up with it. Like, there's a big Southern dish. They would put like my family really likes. You get slices of tomato. You put, I think it's either mayonnaise or Miracle Whip. I think it's Miracle Whip, and then salt, and you just eat a slice of tomato like that. Sounds crazy. It's really good.
That sounds like
You also get kidney stones.
it sounds like if you're making fun of the of a full English breakfast for having beans, toast, and a slice of tomato, you guys just went ahead and made it worse.
That's what I'm saying. I don't. I think I would like the full English breakfast, and that's because it's pretty much just a Southern breakfast without the
Yeah.
pancakes
No,
and a different cut of broccoli.
I'm a fan of a union breakfast, which is eggs and bacon and pancakes and waffles.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to war over there.
That's what South
Who makes your
Carolina like.
pancakes?
South Carolina was making a euphemism there. They weren't talking about slavery. They were talking about the ability to have tomato with their breakfast.
Yeah, that's true. But raw tomato, I love it. I like it on salads. I like eating them straight by themselves, like as a snack. Cherry
Oh,
tomatoes.
okay.
You're growing
Oh,
cherry
okay.
tomatoes.
Yeah, because I can cook with them.
I guess that's fair.
I would like.
On cooked tomatoes by themselves, I'm not the biggest fan. If they're
No,
mashed up and put in other stuff, I'll have.
honestly, I feel like I would rather a grilled tomato slice than a raw tomato slice. But I don't like go after it.
We can't be friends. God, that's
Okay,
so.
hang on.
How? How?
Do you prefer what? How do you take your pineapple? If you were to have a piece of pineapple, how would you take
I mean, definitely raw, but I like it both ways. I really like the. We had that
that
roasted
is
pineapple with cinnamon and mustard. That was so good.
that voice clip is coming with me.
Okay, I didn't think of it.
and it, no, I would say like
Large, strong,
preferably
firm.
fair trade. I would say
Not necessary.
grilled
I'd go
pineapple.
on the black market sometime.
Grilled pineapple is a very convenient way to eat it. I think a little bit of raw pineapple is fine, but then you eat it enough, and then it's like you're eating glass because it really is on a molecular level and with the enzymes.
I mean, that is kind of true. Like it'll start to degrade your mouth, but like 100%. If you gave me the option between like a freshly cut pineapple, I could just eat slices of it as like a dessert
Oh, that
versus the
was
cooked pineapple, it would
yeah.
be close, but it's definitely the raw.
Although dried pineapple is also really good, but they usually just like coat it in sugar too. But like if I could get just dried pineapple, there's enough sugar in it already that it should be like concentrated, basically candy.
I don't know if I've ever had that before.
Oh,
I'm
it's
sure
good.
I've seen it.
They
I
sell
should
it
try
at
that.
like
Trader Joe's.
I don't actually know about that, but like I don't know what like the name brand is, but like Whole Foods, they own a lot of
uh,
smaller places, but like basically Whole Foods has it.
Amazon owns Whole Foods, I think. I think.
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
probably. I think Whole
Let's
Foods
see.
would have it.
Here's an interesting question. What's your opinion on oysters?
No,
No.
my
Do you like
opinion is
cooked oysters?
mm, okay. It would have to be very specific. Like if it's a part of a completely cooked seafood like pasta and there's oyster in it, I think I'd be okay with oyster. I don't want them.
Nah.
No, I don't want them out of their shell. I don't like that. I don't care
They're
for
not
that.
usually they're not usually served that way. Well, so if we ever go to Louisiana, like Baton Rouge area, I've been to this place. It's like on the Mississippi River, and it just serves cooked oysters. And how it's that like they're not raw or anything. They throw like Cajun seasoning on them or
Ooh, you ever have
like
Tony Chachery
cheese and
seasoning?
everything. No,
It's basically
maybe.
just like salt, pepper, paprika, but like
Ooh,
you put that on like rice with your etouffee. Ooh, it takes you a long way.
that sounds good.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm a fan of oysters, but I have them in raw, like the raw ones. I can only have in moderation. Like if I have a bunch of them, I'm like, man, kind of gross.
you're
But
like,
a couple of them as an appetizer. Mm.
uh, what's your opinion on like? Oh, I know you hate mint. That's one that's
Yeah, I'm
weird.
not a big fan.
That's weird to me.
Yeah, not a big fan of mint. I'm let's see, like top of the list. I'm not a very picky eater. I've always said I'll always try new things, even if I know I don't like it. Like if somebody was to give me like egg, it was an egg dish, I would still try it just for the sake of trying it. I'd probably not like it, but I'll still go for it.
You know what's interesting
But
to
I'm
me
pretty open.
is I've never had it, but like it honestly sounds weird. Is lamb with mint sauce?
What? That's weird.
No, have you never heard of that?
Who? Where?
No, I swear
No,
to
I haven't.
God, no. That's like the most common way lamb is served at like a really fancy restaurant. I feel like that's the Gordon
Really?
Ramsay thing, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing it right now. It kind of looks like the what's the Brazilian green
Oh,
stuff they put on
chimichurri,
meat sometimes? Chimichurri. Yeah,
chimichurri,
it kind of looks like that.
chimichurri, ya, chimi
I
yo,
like.
chimi yo.
I mean, I like lamb, and as long as the mint's not like overpowering, I would definitely. I mean, I'll try it, but that's strange. I would just rather have lamb chops straight, just seasoned with Greek seasoning or something. I love lamb chops. So
Yeah,
good.
actually, yeah. So Gordon Ramsay has a lamb koftas with mint and yogurt dressing recipe, which is like a Middle Eastern thing.
Huh. Huh.
I feel like I would
I
try
like
it.
I like tasting the child in the dish. The kid. You taste the kid.
I mean, you could get goat.
I've never had goat, but I would like to try it. It's on my list of things to try.
Why didn't we go to just like some? I swear to God, there's got to be some kind of restaurant that like sells all the kinds of meats. Because I went to a butcher shop that has all the exotic meats. It was like $40 a pound of ground like kangaroo and
Really?
gator and all that. But they also had like really bizarre shit that I'm struggling to remember now.
I mean, so
Koala.
I cool. Uh, do you taste the air of eucalyptus in that hamburger? Uh, so from mine up, so I've been to there's this place in Florida outside of Pensacola. It's kind of like that. It's for like American. It's mostly fish. It's just fish species, kind of like the Sydney fish market, but not as big or as cool. But it has just a bunch of fish from around Florida. But it also serves like gator and has some butcher shop stuff in it. The only thing I've seen comparable to that is when I was researching South Africa. If I go there, there are butcher shops that'll serve like ostrich, antelope, probably not elephant. I think that's illegal, but stuff like that.
I found the list of this place. So they got the standard alligator. They got antelope. They have
Oh,
Berkshire
whack.
pork.
That's a good Berkshire
They
pork.
got
I would love to have
bison.
it. I've heard it's amazing.
You can get bison prepared as any like beef type steak. So there's like
Ooh,
tomahawk, tri-tip, short ribs, all that. They do camel burgers. They do.
I had we had camel. I did not like. It was okay.
Oh, we did. Wait, was that the dip?
No, I think that was the sliders. The
No, the
sliders were
sliders were
camel.
emu. The slider was emu.
No, the emu was the tartar. The tartar was the emu. The slider was the camel, and the dip was the kangaroo. This was
Okay.
an earlier for the odd
Yeah.
or Alice Springs.
This place does have emu burgers. They have guinea hens, partridge, pheasant,
Ooh,
poussin, quailed, squab. They do kangaroo. They do ostrich, venison, and then they start getting into the SCP titles when it comes to the beef. They've got Wagyu MS39. They
that's the
got
planet it's from.
they got Japanese Wagyu MS11. They have wild boar. They have yak. They have boneless python, boneless turtle, crawfish tails, and frog
Python, whack.
legs.
Crawfish are amazing.
And then
Frog legs, never had them, but I want to try them.
you can also get ground goat and rabbit and duck.
Where is this?
Pittsburgh.
This is in Pittsburgh. Oh wow,
Yeah.
I might have to check that out. It's kind of hype. I want to see where they slaughter all the anacondas that they're shipping in. How do
No,
you
it's
even
just
get your
python.
hand on enough anacondas
It's just
or
a python.
pythons? Do they just like find they just find people from across Pittsburgh to be like, donate your the python that's outgrown its container in your apartment. And they're like, oh okay, and they give them all their random species of python, and they just
Well,
grind
if
them
it's like
up.
a real big python, I mean, there's no bones already, right?
No, seriously, have you ever seen a? Yeah,
It's just a tube of meat. It's nature's sausage.
whoa, the gut exterior on this sausage is really scaly. Look up green anacondas. These things are massive. If these are the ones they're getting. Yeah, also, a lot of anacondas are endangered, so I wonder what species they're farm raising for green sausage. But green anacondas, they're massive. Like or like Burmese python. Maybe they're killing Burmese python. Maybe that's what it is.
It
They
just
go
said,
down to Florida.
yeah, it said like boneless python meat.
So maybe we can get a job as a Burmese python wrangler. That'd be kind of cool.
The first person to invent a sausage must have been like, guys, what if we took a pig and just made it inside out and then ate it? So,
We went over blood sausage, right?
yeah,
Couple
we
of
did. But no, like, just the guy who was like, you put the outside meat inside the intestine. It's just turning a pig inside out and then eating it.
You're right. He was just like, hmm. I don't even know how you get to that thought process. You're
They're
just
probably
like,
like
oh,
like
this intestine.
some topologist, right? It's like there's
Yeah,
one hole
working
in a
on dot
pig.
theory.
There's one hole in a pig. What if we turned it inside out?
Yeah, no. It probably just what happened is they were like, man, we've eaten every other part of the pig, but I still have this intestinal tray. What do I do now?
You got your pig in my pig intestine. Well, you got your pig intestine. You got your pig intestine inside my pig.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the Reese's peanut butter cup of the butchery world. Man, have you ever done research into like eating whale?
No.
Really? Eating whale is such a it's an interesting thing, right? So there's only like three countries that do it. It's like Greenland, Iceland, and Japan. Maybe some others that I'm forgetting. But it's like I feel very torn about it. I feel like if I was in Japan and I knew it was a species that was least concerned, I would consider trying it. Consider it.
Which is why we're gonna go
But
try ortolan.
exactly. Actually, no, we're gonna have ortolan style humpback whale.
You
We have to
have to eat the whole whale in one bite. Has anybody made a
Yeah,
whale sausage?
probably. I mean, the Japanese eat a lot of weird things. That was inoffensive.
Well, they do like they have fermented soybeans, which is like honestly,
They eat live octopus in Korea, I know.
yeah. As long as you take the beak out, I think it's actually like the only risk of dying is
I don't
if
think they do.
oh well, they might not, but if you take the beak out, the only
No,
risk of dying is if it's still alive and it tries to climb out of your mouth. It'll suffocate you.
it's like you just like, well, I'm having acid reflux and then just like Cthulhu mouth. How they actually do it? I watched a video of Terry Bradshaw I watched him eat one at one point. I was young when I watched that video, but it was effectively they grabbed the octopus and the octopus like, oh, what's happening? And they just grab a giant machete and just start cutting the octopus up alive.
Oh my
But the
god.
octopus has enough nerve endings that it can still kind of wiggle around for a bit. And Terry Bradshaw ate one of them wiggly octopus tentacles. They do say it can get lodged into your intestine, and then it's a big issue.
Then they have to make
It's like the fugu.
then they have to make squid sausage out of you.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
I mean,
I
if you
think I just figured out how it was made.
God, if you think about it, everything a pig eats eventually becomes a sausage.
That's how it was originally made. They cut open the pig and it's just eating something that's in the intestines, and they're like, well, might as well cook that.
God, it was the I mean, why do we credit the Germans with inventing the hamburger and the sausage when it's like it's the easiest thing to eat? It's just ground up meat. I feel like every civilization has done that before.
Why do we credit the Japanese with inventing sushi? It's just raw meat. Anybody could do that.
Well, the was I don't know if Cuba did it. Who invented ceviche?
Ceviche? I think that's French. Am I
No,
wrong?
ceviche.
I
It's
know
South American.
comes from Peru. Never mind.
Yeah, I knew it was
They
one of
also
those
have
four-letter
poke
countries.
in Hawaii.
Yeah, no poke, dude. Poke and sushi, like the only difference is it's like a
There's a
sausage.
big difference. What are you talking?
No, it
What?
okay. Are you telling me a
One
poke?
comes in discrete chunks.
No, poke, which is rice and a seaweed salad with raw tuna as a bowl, versus sushi, which is tuna wrapped in rice, wrapped in seaweed. It's just like a sausage versus a hamburger.
What's a hot dog? Which is the hot dog? Which do you value?
The sushi is the hot dog because it's all rolled up and wrapped up. It's a sausage,
Oh, I get it.
and then the poke bowl is like I don't know, like a Salisbury steak.
Yeah, and the set like the soy sauce is the gravy that you put on top.
Yeah,
I get what you're
yeah.
and the spam is the garnish.
The wasabi is the bottle of Frank's Red Hot.
I was looking, I found this poke place uh in French Polynesia because I was trying to translate stuff to test my French out. And man, it's effectively just the exact same as English. Most most of those foods are, believe it or not, not English or European, so they're
I'm
just the
gonna
exact same.
I'm gonna go get a taco real quick. KRS.
On taco, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah.
Je
Well,
voudrais un tomahawk steak.
all right. I'm trying to remember how many foods we've gone through. Um, you know what really grinds my gears? Quinoa.
Uh, Quinoa.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that again?
It's like the grain, but it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They served that at my school all the time. And I'm like, I'm not eating that. I'm good. I like nutrition,
It's
believe it
it's
or
like
not.
it's like adult couscous, which I'm not even really a fan of those.
Yeah.
Like if they're too small, it's honestly kind of gross.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of those. Hate to label them as like hippie food, but they do seem like hippie food where they just go to a random place in the third world, they pick out a random vegetable and they're like, whoa, we can overcharge for this.
Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they did with like kale and arugula because it's like it tastes worse because it's healthier for you, but you don't see anybody going back and like uninventing corn.
Exactly. Well,
Look,
big oil would have an issue with it.
this individual maize kernel is packed with nutrients, and it's like put it in their mouth and it just crunches, and all their teeth are broken.
Uh, that's real. That's actually real. Yeah. Why aren't we why aren't we back breeding our produce? The GMO craze has to stop. We need to go back to two kernel corn or segmented bananas.
They really
You know,
do that.
watermelons at one point were segmented.
Cool. Well, yeah, all the squashes because watermelon eventually evolved from squash, right?
Really? I did not know that.
It's
That might
grown
be
on a
true.
it's grown on a vine like pumpkins, right? It's a melon, and
Yes. No,
melon.
watermelon are not squash. They're part of the melon family.
But where did
Wow.
melon come
Thank you.
from?
Great question. I'm gonna have to look at an evolutionary tree.
Yes, melon are related to squash because they're part of the same family of gourd.
That's not what. Okay, well, I did look at the Google AI overview, but
So like
for the record,
so yeah, they distinguish themselves at the melon and squash level, but they're related to the gourd, which like made sense to me because
okay,
they grow on a vine in like really similar ways.
yeah, I guess, but like everything's related. We're all effectively melons if we think about it.
Yeah, we all have like hard outer shells, but on the inside we're just red, mushy.
Some of us are segmented.
You know, it's a really
Some of
fun
us are like,
activity around like November 15th because that's when all of the Halloween decorations that you've had are like pretty much dying. It's a nice
is it a
family.
band?
No, it's a family game of gourd baseball.
You didn't, wait,
It's so much
I was
fun.
imagining more like bowling.
No, it's
Why not
it's
bowling?
no because you get a metal baseball bat and you get the gourds that have begun to like rot. But some gourds are like so hardy exterior that they won't rot just sitting out there. But like you throw it and the person with the bat hits it and the gourd explodes. And you have to do this in an area that you don't mind having like a bunch of random gourd plants. So if you do this like
The
around
police station got it.
yeah. But yeah, no, it's really fun.
Wait, what's it? What? I just can't. I'm sorry, I just can't fathom this. How do you throw a pumpkin? What's the
No,
thought
they're
process?
small.
Uh-huh.
Gourds are a lot smaller.
Oh.
And even then you could throw
Do
like a
you
small
like
pumpkin.
carve gourds in your family? Is
No,
that like a common
you just
practice?
set them out because they're like
Why?
it's like a cornucopia. You don't eat everything in a cornucopia. But if you have
My family
gourds,
does.
what do
If
you
we
put
have
in a
a gourd, we cook
cornucopia?
it. We
You
don't. Well, most of them we don't have them, but we just eat
you
like
eat
gourds are related to squash, right?
yeah, but like ain't it's like eating a freaking I don't know, cocoa pod.
Oh, they're not edible. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, they're
I was
decorative,
like,
but they're
why are you
alive.
throwing the zucchini? You're having
No,
like a
it's
Larry the
like
Cucumber out on your
no,
porch.
it's that one Veggie Tale character who's like no, it's like the Plants vs Zombie squash. Nobody's eating that thing.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
But you hit it
Yeah,
with
my
a
family doesn't buy ornamental vegetables.
well, mine does, and then we play baseball with it, and it's more fun than not. So
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's kind of hype. I
because
would also like to chuck pumpkins at my brothers
because
or tiny gourds. Sorry.
you hit it open, and then like it'll fragment some, but you can pick those fragments up and keep throwing them until there's just nothing left, reduced to
The
atoms.
Thanksgiving frag grenade.
Oh, you could do that too. If any if any federal law enforcement are watching this video, skip ahead. But you could honestly just cut open the top of a gourd and put a piece of dry ice inside.
That's genius. I mean, I was just gonna say pour some nitroglycerin in there, and then now you're
Okay,
playing
so what you really
with
do,
fire.
is you like surgically remove the top of the gourd, and then you put a water balloon filled with water, a large chunk of dry ice, and like a knife or like I don't know. You ever play jacks?
A bunch of nails.
You ever play jacks where like you throw the ball and you pick up the
Yeah.
spiky ball? You put one of those spiky balls in there, glue the gourd top back on, and then when you play baseball, there's like a pretty high chance that when you hit it, it honest to God blows up.
Yeah. Honestly, we should be making weapons for the for the wars around the world.
Yeah, the
They're charging like
garden
$1 million per.
garden warfare.
Wait, let's see. How much does a grenade cost?
You can't look that up. Oh, probably like 30 grand. No, they're
How
mass
much does
produced.
a grenade?
It's probably like $70. Hospital price.
The average unit price is $45. How much is
Really?
a gourd? That's surprisingly low.
A gourd
Sorry,
is like
that's
7 cents. You can grow them at home.
Well, we could undercut the market. Should be like that.
The only thing is that
So,
you can't put the pin back in a gourd.
I don't think this might blow your mind a little bit. Can't do that to an over grenade either.
Gordonade out. Well,
Honestly,
that's why
if you
they
get a pumpkin and enough uranium,
why not do it to an actual pineapple? That's why they're shaped like that, is so that they fragment, right?
is it really? Is
Yeah,
that it?
a
I just thought they were bred by people.
no, a frag grenade shaped like a pineapple because the fragments will go out more uniformly.
That's an interesting fact. I aren't pineapples just hexagons though? Yeah, it's just hexagonal. I don't
What?
understand why that's related to a.
Wait, what?
If you look at a pineapple, it just looks like they're a bunch of
Oh yeah, but
hex.
like,
They're either hexagons or pentagons.
uh,
Yeah, more pentagon shaped.
but yeah, if you look at a fragmentation grenade, it is. They're like square chunks, but it's the concept. They're like they're just referred to as shaped like pineapples.
Yeah, I could see that. I can see that.
So
Do
if you
you know anything about like the European craze for pineapples at one point that is manifested in
I know about the Dole
architecture in the
plantation.
US? No, this is even further back than that. In like the 1700s, it was a sign of status to be able to afford a pineapple. So they would rent out pineapples for the day. So a pineapple would like be in a refrigerator box in London, and they would be like, okay, we have three parties that this pineapple has to go to. So they would bring it to the first party for 2 hours, put it on the main stand. Nobody could eat it. You bring it to the second one, and then you finally bring it to the third one, and maybe they get to eat it after it's been manhandled in three different London parties. And this is why that if you go to like yeah, I think it's in the north too, but I know Southern architecture, there's a big focus on pineapples. There's
This,
also a big focus on pineapples in other parts of Europe like France and Britain and stuff like
oh,
that.
so that's what that's why there's upside down pineapples in lots of people's houses. That makes so much more
Exactly.
sense.
I know, right? It
Oh,
all
cause they're rich. I thought it was cause they wanted to have sex.
No, that's a common misconception. I
I got you. I got you.
No, the rich don't have sex.
They don't.
They rape.
They rent out islands.
Exactly. No, that's
Pitcairn
where the pineapples come from.
Pitcairn is really like Lord of the Flies, but not really. Actually, Epstein Island is more like Lord of the Flies because it had a bunch of children.
Yeah, it's like Lord of the Flies, but if you removed all the crucial plot elements of Lord of the Flies.
Something British, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. It is a British story.
Well,
I mean, it's effectively World War II because Britain fought in World War II.
if you think about
Pitcairn
it,
Island is World War II.
Stephen Hawking was on Epstein Island. Stephen Hawking's British.
That's a good point. I forget about that little factoid on occasion. Have you
Are you
did you
telling me
know
you
that
haven't
oh
rewatched episode 2 and 3? That's all we talked about on those episodes.
really? Oh, that's when that came out. I forgot about that. Did you know that Schrodinger, the dude who made the cat, he
Yeah,
was
the
a
dude who
pedophile?
really.
No, seriously, he had like a it's like framed as like a like he had a complex about one of his people he was tutoring, and she was not she was like 14 or something. Uh which is it's kind of sad
Well, hang
because he's
on,
one of the most
hang
important
on.
people in physics.
We don't know if we're in the parallel universe where he actually was.
Good point.
It all depends on
There's been like things.
which way things decay.
Yeah, so Schrodinger Lecture Theater renamed after sexual abuse reports. Uh-oh.
Jeez.
Ruh-roh. Yeah, so that fun-loving cat you hear about, yep, he was on the island.
at least we still have the Mr. Beast Memorial Hospital. Oh.
And he he kept like he kept it, if I remember correctly, he had a journal. He's like a journal entry where he cataloged all of this. And if he had just burnt that journal before he died, none of this would be known. So,
Well, you know what? It was
uh,
Schrodinger's journal. If he burns it, then do the allegations even exist? The
yeah.
greatest thought experiment of our time. All right, that's probably where we call this one. We always end on a wonderful note like that.
Yeah, that's true. All right, everybody, off and out.
Well, thanks for joining us. Next time we'll finish talking about what foods we don't like.
Yeah, yeah. Bye-bye.
Up and out. Good night, everybody.